Hey everyone, second episode of Hotel Nerd Ranks. Uh, Again, I'm doing pre-records now, so unfortunately I don't have the option to do live comments. So it's just me flying solo. Once we get things up and moving, I would definitely want to do more live sessions, but with work schedule and whatnot, it's just not possible at this present point in time. So today, we are doing the top 10 franchises that would benefit from being animated. And when I say franchises, I'm talking TV shows, movies, video games, just basically open spectrum. So I've been thinking about this for quite a bit lately. And I've always landed on the top 3 that I've always thought should get an animated treatment because there's so much more that can be done with those top 3. Everything else I kind of had to reach for, to be absolutely honest. I had to think about it. And some of these are real ass pulls, not going to lie. There's one thing you'll always get from me. You'll get my honest truth, my honest opinion. So with that being said, we're going to get into the countdown. And at number 10 is a video game, Infamous. If you're not familiar with Infamous, this is a great game, and you probably did not play PlayStation 3 when this game came out. The second game wasn't so great. First game, I loved to death, and I would love a re-release at some point in time. Not anytime in the future, near term, because it's way too soon. But I would love to be able to play it again with backwards compatibility. Great story for the game. And it could, if you did want to do the series, the animated series, you could correct a lot of errors that were made within the second game, and you can complement all the good points of the second game as well. It's possible. The Infamous franchise was a great franchise. Just unfortunately, for some reason, the second game was an utterly big piece of shit. For the most part, I played the second game once just to play it, just to see how the story would go, and I was not impressed. And also, we can't forget Infamous Second Son, which I played once and totally don't remember shit about because it really had nothing to do with the first 2 games other than the fact that it was within the same world. So really, if you wanted to take the series and put all 3 games together, I mean, it's possible. You can fix a lot of issues. You can make it continuity errors and everything and fix everything that was fucked up. So that's really the only thing I have to say about that one. I do feel Infamous is a great franchise that just didn't fit the bill. And for all honesty, number 10 was initially going to be Mass Effect, and then I remembered that they did a Mass Effect anime movie, so I immediately eliminated it from my top 10. So that's how we got Infamous at number 10. Number 9, Percy Jackson's franchise. Now, full disclosure here, I have not read all the Percy Jackson books. I vaguely remember finishing the first one, but I have not read any of the other ones. And I probably should get on doing that. And actually, I might just use Audible and just get the audio version so I can listen to them while I'm doing at work, and be entertained, being that I pretty much work by myself at the hotel. And I really don't interact with that many people unless people talk to me. So, the first two films, you have some people say the first film was really good. You have some people say the first film really sucked, and I don't understand why they made a second one. And then the people that say that the first film was really good will say the second one is absolute trash. So I don't understand why they even made the second one. They should have just let it die. Well, newsflash, Hollywood goes by the wallet. They don't go by logic. So this one, I feel you could flesh everything out more, because I know that was a lot of criticisms of these movies, is that it felt very super rushed. Wonder what other franchise I could sound like. It sounds like so many. But yeah, this one I feel, a book series, I feel like a book series could be complemented better as animated. There's one exception to that, and that's Lord of the Rings. I don't feel like it would do well animated. I don't know why. And I want to say there is a Lord of the Rings animated film or animated series. I don't remember, because I'm not really that big into Lord of the Rings. But I just feel that it's out there. If I'm right, let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I feel like Lord of the Rings just wouldn't be complemented very well by animated style. So with that, we'll move on to number 8. Assassin's Creed. And if you remember the shit of a movie that Assassin's Creed was, the games, at least in my opinion, the games 1 through 3, including all of the side adventures leading up to 3, between 2 and 3, were all really good games. All the ones that dealt around Desmond Miles were really good. For some reason, after 3, they all went to shit. So I say you take that core block with Desmond and you make that whole story, make it cohesive to where it fits really well. The games themselves, not bad. Storyline, pretty decent. The last game Desmond's in, I want to say, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a while, I want to say the last game Desmond's in is 3. And that ending was a what the fuck ending. Like, total fucking cop-out ending, if I remember correctly. I know I wasn't happy with it. So, yeah, I feel... Don't give us that shit show that we got with Fassbender for Assassin's Creed. As much as I tried so full-throatedly to try to defend that goddamn fucking movie, and God, I want to kick my younger self in the ass for trying to defend that fucking movie. I just can't. The more I thought about it as I got into doing stuff for channel and started having to critique things, and I looked at it and I tried to watch it again. It's like, I find nothing redeeming in this movie that I enjoyed. So that's why I feel that this could definitely be a decent contender for an animated series. Because then you can do all the crazy shit that they do in the video games. You can do all and have all the crazy stories that you want. You can have anybody voice the characters. Hell, you can bring back the cast from the games and have them voice the characters. That would be fucking amazing. I would love for that to happen. This is another game coming up at number 7. Fable. The reason I say Fable, and I know this isn't going to happen because as far as I can remember from the announcement trailer for PlayStation 5, they announced that Fable was coming. Or no. What am I saying? PlayStation 5. Xbox Series X. My bad. They announced it was coming. I don't remember if there was a date on it. I want to say there was. I want to say it was winter of 21, which we're already in 21. So this one is a long shot. I mean, for the reason that I put down for this, that could work for an animated series, other than the fact that the story is absolutely fucking amazing in the first game. I can't tell you how many times I played Fable. I can't tell you how many times I kicked Jack and Blade's ass. I can't tell you how many times I played the extended ending because I can't get enough of the first game. The second and third games, I don't give a fuck. The second game ended horribly. The third game, I like what they tried to do, but at the end, I just wasn't feeling it. Now, if you can go and you can make a series of putting 1, 2, and 3 together, because there is a cohesive storyline there. There is a timeline and the whole 9. The difference is, between Fables 1 and 2, show the fall of the Heroes Guild. We never saw that in the games. That would be an absolute batshit fucking crazy story to put into a series. Give us that, what was it, couple 100-year arc, or a couple 100-year gap, of what we missed, what we didn't see. I would love to watch that as a series. You don't even have to do all the Fable story again. Just give us that little spot. Give where the heroes, for some reason, fell out of favor with the communities, and the Hero Guild fell, and basically lead us into the second game. Give us answers, because they really don't answer anything in Fable 2. They don't let us know why. They just let us know that it happened, but they don't let us know why or what triggered it. Number 6, Halo. This one, I know, has been on everybody's radar for many, many, many years, multiple decades now. That said, there's been, can you count how many times there's supposed to have been a live action movie? Because I lost count. I know Percy Jackson was supposed to be behind one. Steven Spielberg was supposed to be behind one. I remember it was rumored that George Lucas was going to be behind one, which was an absolute fucking pipe dream. Come to find out, Michael Bay, I remember, was rumored to do one. But the Percy Jackson one was the one that really, really caught momentum and almost looked like it was going to happen. And then for some reason, it never did. So with all those failed attempts, and probably many more that I'm forgetting about, and we had 2 mediocre miniseries that were released. What was it? It was released with Halo 4. I think there was Forward on to Dawn. And there was another one, and I can't remember what it was. And they both were just trash at the end of the day. They were just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Like, I don't even have another word for that. And let's go all the way back. Let's go to where the Prometheans, I believe that's what they're called, Prometheans. God, it's been so long since I picked up a Halo game. Go back to the Prometheans and explain the flood and everything. Like, actually just go through the story cohesively from the earliest point. And from what I can remember, the Prometheans are the earliest point in the Halo mythos. So go there, do the whole bit with the flood, do their whole sacrifice, then lead up to, let's focus on the Covenant for a season or 2. Let's see how they get their shit together and how they decide it's a great idea to attack humanity. And then that leads us into Reach. And then that leads us into Halo. And actually, I believe Reach goes into Halo Wars. Halo Wars goes into Halo Wars 2. Then we go to Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, ODST, Halo 4, so on and so forth. I believe that's how the timeline goes. It's been a long time since I've had to think about that. So, number 5, and this might be a cheat. I don't remember. I do remember vaguely hearing something about Netflix was supposed to be making a show or a movie about Magic the Gathering. I think. I don't remember off the top of my head. And it's too damn late for me to deep dive on that one. I'm not even going to bother doing it. It's going to stay on my list at number 5. You know what? It's my list. Don't like it. Forget I even said about Magic the Gathering. But I feel like this could be a great marketing tool for Magic the Gathering, being that the card game is starting to flounder a little bit with some of the missteps that they've made in the past couple of sets. Because, God, there's been so many banned cards. So many. This would be a great way to reignite some ambition and reignite some old fans that got out of the game and maybe entice them to come back, and maybe some new fans like my kids that they know it exists because I used to play, and maybe they would want to get involved. And I would love for them to get involved because Magic the Gathering is a great game. It teaches a lot of things. And I'm not going to get onto a whole parenting teaching kick because I'm not going to do that. But I always felt like this would be a great premise. Start from the very first story. Even if you start with Ugin and oh shit. I know it's not Rakdos. God damn it. I can't remember the other dragon's name. For save my goddamn life. Nicobolus. I had to cheat there. I had to look at something to be able to get that name. So you can revoke my nerd card on that one. But start with Ugin and Nicobolus. Being, I believe, if I remember correctly, the story goes that they're brothers. And then bring Urza in, I believe is how the story goes. I don't know. I never really got into the story of Magic the Gathering that much. I just played the game and just thought it was cool. I played the game off and on for the past, 2 decades. So, yeah. Excuse my Discord program. It's going nuts. The guys over on Into the Grid are blowing up their Discord tonight for some odd reason. Number 4. This one you're going to say, what the fuck? I know you're going to say, what the fuck? Because when I thought about it, I said, what the fuck? But you know what? I kind of like the idea. So I went with it. 24. I am currently watching 24 on Hulu right now. I am loving 24. I've never seen 24 because where I lived, we didn't have local channels. We did not have ABC, NBC, CBS, or Fox. We had satellite bullshit channels. And if you grew up with satellite bullshit channels in the 90s and the 2000s, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. So I missed a lot of shit that was on local network TV. 24 was one of them. So now I am binging the shit out of 24. I'm currently on season 3, and I'm loving every fucking bit of it. So that got me thinking. The series has been over the series proper, let me say this, the series proper, because I know that there's a spinoff series, and from what I heard, it's absolute piece of shit. So, just take the Kiefer Sutherland series. It's been over for over 10 years now. And you could bring Kiefer back as the voice of Jack. Hell, you probably bring most of the old cast back that voiced their characters if you wanted to redo the entire story from season 1 up to current, but in animated form, or obviously you bring Jack back and then you would just create a whole new cast with a whole new storyline and just go from there and just continue it off of the original 24 series. This one I know is a pipe dream. I don't even know why I thought about it other than the fact that I'm watching the show right now. So take that with a grain of salt. Now we're into the 3 that I have definitely thought about for many years. And in reality, no particular order, just they're the top 3 that I've always thought would benefit from animated. Number 3 is Harry Potter. Yes, I know HBO just said that they're thinking about making a Harry Potter series. Here's my pitch to HBO to make this an animated series and not live action. 1, you could bring all the original cast back. They could voice their characters. So if you wanted to make a series about the books, so core 7 books, let's go and do this. Let's make book 1. Every book is its own season. So, and then every chapter could be its own episode. And let it just build from there. With that said, get the original cast back, at least all the ones that are still surviving, because I know we lost Snape, we lost Vernon, we lost Ollivander, we lost the original Dumbledore, but everybody else can come back, even the kids, even with them being older. So we bring it back, we focus on the books, we flesh the books out. And I mean flesh the books out, which means let's see Quidditch World Cup. Let's see the finale of the Battle of Hogwarts properly. Not the bullshit that we got at Deathly Hallows Part 2. Don't even get me on that rant. Because I will pick Deathly Hallows Part 2 apart. I am not a fan of what the fuck they did with Deathly Hallows Part 2. I love the Battle of Hogwarts as a whole. But God, there's so many fucking inconsistencies that I hate during that whole sequence. And the franchise has been over with for, this will be 10 years. July will be 10 years. It's hard to believe, but Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out July of 2011. I had to look that up because I wasn't sure if it was 10 years yet. And lo and behold, it's 10 fucking years. So I think it would benefit. You could vibrant spells, flesh the books out, bring the original cast back, at least all the surviving members. You could easily recast Ollivander and Snape and Vernon. They're not 3 terrible archetypes to try to recast at all. Granted, Alan Rickman absolutely fucking killed it as Snape. It's exactly how I pictured Snape acting and sounding when I read the books, being absolutely honest. I never knew who could have played him, but it's definitely how I envisioned him. That's my pitch. I know it was probably pretty shitty, but that's my pitch. Number 2, Power Rangers. And I've been on this kick for fucking years. Because when it was initially announced, Power Rangers was going to end with Turbo, or not Turbo, within space. That, as a kid, I always thought, Power Rangers would be good as a cartoon. Really would. And then I got introduced to anime. This is when I was starting to get introduced to anime. And I was like, Power Rangers would actually be really fucking badass if it was an anime. And that's always stuck in my head. So with us being, 1993, hell, it's going to be 28 years old this year, this August. So almost 30 years ago, this franchise started here in America. And God knows it started much longer over there in Japan as Super Sentai. Because I think we started with the 16th season over here in America. Mighty Morphin was the 16th Super Sentai, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure that was the series that we started on. It was called Zooyonger, I think is what the Sentai version was called. I don't know. I don't watch Sentai. I'm just going off knowledge that's in my head. For some reason, Zooyonger or Zeo-Younger, I don't know. It's spelled Zyuonger, I think is how it's spelled. I'm pretty sure that was what Mighty Morphin derived off of. So I say you take the franchise, start from Mighty Morphin, and make the series again, make the storyline more cohesive and not just villain of the week. Actually have a through line and tie everything together, even after the Zordon era. So make everything tie together, even if it's in different timelines, different universes, don't matter. Everything connects together, which is where Dimensions in Danger tried to do that a couple years ago, and it was a very half-hearted opportunity taken. I think it was by Nickelodeon. So we could do this better, is what I'm saying. We can do Power Rangers better, and I feel it's time for Power Rangers to benefit from an animated treatment. And the last one, I don't know how people are going to feel, but this one makes all the sense in the world to me. The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is planning to end the series proper, the main series, in 2022. Yes, I know we saw the Rick movies coming. Yes, I know we're getting the Carol and Daryl show. Yes, I know the World Beyond is going to hit season 2. Guess what? World Beyond's done after that. They announced it was only going to be a 2-season limited run. Fear the Walking Dead. Who knows how long that's going to run? So yeah, you could definitely flesh that series out better. And I shouldn't even say flesh it out as much as be more in line with the comic counterpart. So if you like the live version of The Walking Dead, great. Kudos to you. Amazing. I'll be honest, I enjoy The Walking Dead live version myself. And I find myself rewatching it occasionally. But if you want to have the comic version on TV and not deviate from the comics, and you want Shane to die at the proper time, and you want Carol to die at the proper time, and Daryl to die at the, or not Daryl, Dale to die at the proper time, and you don't want Carl to die at all, and you want Judith to not exist. Granted, I don't know why you wouldn't want Judith to exist. Judith is a fucking badass. And you don't want Merle and you don't want Daryl in the show, which again, I don't know why you wouldn't want them in the show. They're badasses. But if you want the true comic counterpart, do it animated. Why not? you can take your cash cow, Robert Kirkman could take a cash cow that has made him a household name and then ride the coattails again. People would eat that shit up. Even if it went straight to streaming, people would still eat that shit up. I can almost guarantee it. Not only that, it introduces a whole new generation. Because you figure this show's been out now for over 10 years. Their first season was over 10 years ago. That's insane. That's almost a generation of humanity that has yet to see this show. That has just now come to a proper age to start watching this show, which, full disclosure, my son, my autistic son, was the one that actually got me into The Walking Dead. He was flipping through the channels, he saw it, and he glued to it. And I asked him what he was watching. Thought he was watching a horror movie. No, it's the goddamn fucking Walking Dead. Mind you, I hate zombie shows. But I watched it with him just to see what he was watching. Doing the good parent thing, monitoring what my kids watch on TV. And I saw nothing wrong with it. It wasn't scaring him. He wasn't having nightmares. He wasn't lashing out to do anything stupid. So I let it go. And now it's a tradition in this house that we watch it when it's on weekly. Not on repeat, but when new episodes come out. Which I need to let him know when the new ones do start because he's going to be hyped for it and we're going to have to watch it. But, I mean, if you guys don't agree with this list, comment below. Shoot me a message on Twitter. I mean, my name's right here at hotel_nerd86. That's my Twitter tag. Let me know. Is there something that you think that would benefit from an animated do-over or just an animated anything? It could be a comic franchise. It could be anything. It could be movies. It could be TV. It could be comics. It could be video games. Let me know. What franchise did I miss that you think would benefit being animated? Because, I mean, this is my top 10. I want to know what your top 10s are. I want to make everything I'm making, I want to be interactive with you. I want you involved. So, with that, I'm going to call this one a quit. Call it a quit. That's a bad sign off. Call it a night because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And, by the way, as you can tell, I am back in my home. So I survived snowstorm number 2 of the 2020-21 season here in central Pennsylvania. And we might have storm number 3 coming next weekend. So we shall see. You might see the same different background that you saw last time because I might be shacked at the hotel again. But with that being said, we will call it. And again, we'll release every Saturday. I'm going to keep making content. I'm going to keep recording. And we're going to make sure we have a back catalog so the way it drops every Saturday. So, good night. Stay safe. If you're watching the Super Bowl, I don't know which team you're rooting for, but Godspeed. I do not plan on watching it because I do not like either team. I do not like either quarterback. I have no interest in this Super Bowl other than maybe watching the commercials. So, with that said, we will see you this Saturday, and then we will see you the next Saturday after. So have a good night.